Should I get a new mask? I'll figure that out. Hello everyone. I'm Overhaul, and today we're gonna be talking about the Quirk canceling. You might be asking what's Quirk canceling? Quirk canceling is something that was brought up by Curious from the Liberation Army when she was fighting Toga. So yeah, right now we don't know much about it. The only things we know about it is what Curious said. And those being, let's see if I can correctly. Quirk counseling is designed to make you fit or relate to our modern society. Society. There. So yeah, basically it's taking people like Toga and not making her fall in love with people by bleeding. Thing. So yeah. Although it also is referenced the fact that this doesn't help much, it usually makes the people who go through it be more what would be the right word to use? Kind of like feel left out, like completely. Like they might be in a group of friends and all, but still they'll kind of feel detached. So yeah, that's so far all that we know about it. We don't exactly know how these processes work or if there's a facility. I mean, we only know this by like one panel, that really goes briefly into it. There might be more in it later because I do realize there are going to be multiple. There could be at least two more arcs with the legal villains as the main characters. Even though I heard some people are complaining about legal villains being the main characters because they wanna see an arc with Izuku and his group, which is funny considering the fact that if our focus was only on the UA students, then we wouldn't get many villain finding the villains, or well, at least not the ones by forcing Izuku teaming up with his classmates. But yeah, anyways, we can speculate about it completely. Now, what I believe this Quirk canceling will be in any case is that facility that we see in Toga's flashback. It's gonna left ambiguous if that's her home and her the doctors there, or if that is a facility. I mean, it looks kind of run down. I mean, at least from what we have seen of those walls, it seemed to have cracks and didn't quite seem to exactly be, you know, completely like refixed. Fixed. So I lean more to this being the facility. The only reason why it's really arguing that's not a facility is because we see Toga with her parents. But the problem is that that scene in which we see 100% confirmed that are her parents is in a scene where she's like no more than like 4 or 5. So it could be that she was sent into that place after that scene. And because her quirk just manifested during that time. And we saw it when she was a teenager, so that's another ambiguous thing. Now another thing that this quirk counseling could also be is giving people kind of some medicine or some kind of drugs or something on those lines to make the people like Toga and Tomura, because we did see in the latest chapter Tomura gain some medicine that I hinted to be because of his quirk. We can speculate it. The only thing we know is the fact that the Tomura's mother is like, those eyes, your eyes have those rings again. Where is that medicine? So we don't exactly know. But I would imagine that would be a possibility. So, yeah, there's a lot of speculation so far about it. Now, I do believe that this will be explained later in the arcs. I don't know really if it's going to be explained in the League of Villains or it will be explained in the Hero Society. Because from what I can tell about the way My Hero Academia is kind of structured, it seems to be hinting at all the flaws in the Hero Society and all those will be mainly happening towards the League of Villains. Well, here, well, the students and the pro heroes are just going to get that by finding the main villain and ham stating it at the end. So it's very likely that we might just get a. So let's say we get an arc in which the League of Villains are dealing with this place. Like I theorize the League of Villains are gonna go into that facility that Toga was in, and they will like destroy it and break every kid that's there out. I mean, again, the only things we know about now, again, we don't know exactly if the facilities exist or if they're also just like the hospitals and they just have some special rooms for that. But I would imagine they would have. Especially, something about these places just gives me the idea that people that have, let's just say, worse quirks than Tomoa and Toga, well, at least worse quirks than Toga, would most likely not be left outside if they haven't committed any crime when they were taken there. What I mean by this is, alright, let's imagine we take some people like that had let's take Toga. And let's say her quirk was a bit more on the violent side of the blindness. Like, she can manipulate people by blood. Like, for example, she consumes blindness, you become her puppet. Right. And she would still act the same way, just instead of turning to people when she consumes blood, it would be manipulating them. Imagine if let's say that's the quirk she gets. I would imagine a person with that type of a quirk would probably be locked up inside the place and not let out at all. Because again, you're dealing with a person that can just consume one blood and she can only manipulate the person. So imagine that type of a quirk to be locked up. I would also imagine quirks such as poison related and just mutation quirks are way over the norm, as well as the quirks that would kind of fit into the more nightmares. This check would also be in there locked up. For example, we know that people that have gas quirks such as Midnight and Mustard, who just put a person to sleep, can run about, and we even know acid quirks can be left out. But let's imagine there's a person that has a pure poison quirk, like his body emits poison that just kills everything living it comes in contact with. Like if he's like in a forest, that forest rots. And let's say the quirk has a very not really a good not a really good, what would it be? Not very good non-activation method. Like, every time he stands still, the quirk doesn't activate. But every time he moves, the quirk activates. That type of person I can imagine being locked up in these facilities. As well as people, and as for the people that have weird mutations like way beyond, I'm going like levels that are only in horror movies. These people would be the main villains. I'm talking people that are like above the higher. I'm talking people that are like 4 feet tall with only one expression on their face, literally only able to have one expression, with only completely white eyes with a constant, not that constantly smile, with teeth, not teeth, not with no teeth or spiky teeth or something like that, with fingers that are as sharp as knives, and and just the only sound that can make is like I would imagine that these type of people would also be locked up there. And that's not even going into people that might have like nightmare related quirks. Like imagine like a guy that has a quirk that every time you look at him in his eyes or just look at his body, he become you can just start seeing your fears or nightmares or like everything like that. I would imagine a person like that would also be locked up there. Now, with people like the nightmare guy, we also need to consider if this quirk counseling also includes stuff for people who just need to prevent themselves from using their quirk. For example, if someone has like an extremely dangerous quirk that comes out every time he opens his mouth, like he cannot stop it from activating, would they be in charge of making sure that he could open his mouth, for example, like put a giant muzzle on him and be like even if though and make for a completely different way of him eating, like not trying to find a way so he can use his quirk controllably and teach him. No, I'm just being locked up, not to remove the muzzle, just keep him like that. That's something I do also wonder if they would be in charge. Because Curious again mentions that people usually feel just kind of detached from everything, kind of not feeling anything. So I wonder if that's the case as well. Now, as for the medicine part of it, which is purely theorized because of Tom right now, where could that be? Be really? Now, I would imagine the people that have like behaviors already kind of weird, but they still don't have quirks, they might have some kind of medicine to make sure their quirks don't completely activate. I mean, again, we don't exactly know how quirk. It's just there that quirks manifest naturally, and quirks and personalities do have some kind of a link system. Again, granted, you need to look at it as a chicken or egg debate. Like, is a quirk does a quirk get created by based on his personality or her personality, or does the quirk manifest in the person's persona just acts the way it would fit the most to the quirk they have? So far we have no idea. So far it's kind of this debate. So yeah, it's possible that people might be like looking if someone's already having a weird behavior. For example, if Toga already would like start like if let's say Toga every time she saw blood she would already be kind of happy seeing it and her quirk didn't manifest. Would it be like pills to make sure? Alright, we meet whatever alright, we don't know what her quirk will be yet, but let's try to keep it from activate or something. So yeah, granted that's purely because the medicine we have no idea why it is or anything. Like we don't even know what is specific type is. Is it supposed to be something to like just some kind of a thing to make fix stomach skin, or is it some kind of a pill something? Like we don't know what it is really. So if it's some or is it even related to quirk? Like the only thing we know is that Thomas mother said it's quirk related. So, no, not quirk related, it's eye related. And I only believe there's like only one condition that you will need, like only one medical reason why you will need when it comes to eyes. Granted, I don't remember exactly what it is, but I'm pretty sure you didn't need medicine for it. I think you just need some eye drops or something. So yeah, I am a bit curious about that. So yeah, I do feel like we are going to get explain that condition a little bit more. Like even maybe when they're going to have their discussion on every single member of the League of Legends, they like brought it up, and someone will be like confused. Like let's say Mount Lady. because we know she didn't spend because because she's the type of person that would probably not know about it, and she'll be like, Quirk counseling, and someone like bring it up to her, like maybe that. I do feel like it's going to be revealed at some point what that is and explained. If not in a entire arc way, at least in an arc it would be explained more. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you like this video. I hope you're gonna leave us some comments about what do you think is this Quirk counseling, and if it has facilities, if we get more members of it. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I hope we'll leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos in the future. And that's it. I cannot wait to see all of you people next time. Bye.